Alright, it's been currently Wednesday, 29th of November. It's been 10 days since the fight happened, and I just want to do a recap of my thoughts after the fight, how it turned out, the whole fight camp, my plans leading into the future to do with boxing, and just how I started. But yeah, the whole way this all came together, how I organised the boxing fight, it actually leads back to a funny story with Cody and I, and only Cody will know this because it was a private conversation, but I told Cody before I moved to Bali, probably almost a year ago. It was just funny because I used to watch Jack a lot, still do, great guy, but you know, I don't know why. I said something to Cody. I was like, I could see myself fighting Jack. I don't know why. That I'm not a fighter, like says the guy that just won a boxing fight. But like, I've never been the guy to want to fight anyone. I've never been the guy to get into fights at school or like out in town or anything. But for some reason, I said to Cody, I was like, I could see myself fighting Jack. So that was a little private conversation between Cody and I, which is funny how this all kind of unraveled itself and it happened. But originally, I was sitting on the beach in Bali doing a Wim Hof breathing technique. And if you don't know what that is, it basically just filling your body up with oxygen and getting all the carbon dioxide out. And you can hold your breath for longer periods of time. And when you do that, you start to think really clearly. I don't do it often, but when I do it, I do it when I'm in an intense mode of thinking, when I want to figure some shit out. It's kind of like my own kind of meditation. But yeah, I was doing one of them on the beach, and I decided that when I finished, I was like, I want to do a boxing fight. Always thought it was the coolest thing. Like, my old man told me he'd done a boxing fight when he was younger, and that just kind of stuck in my mind since I was a young lad. And I was like, I want to do that too. I want to be able to tell my kid that I've done a boxing fight, I've been in the ring, I've put myself in that situation where I've had to face off with another guy. And so that was huge inspiration for me. I looked into it in Bali because Bali, similar to Thailand, there's lots of fighting. There's always, you know, boxing fights, Muay Thai fights, kickboxing, whatever you want to do. I just decided to kind of lean towards boxing. It was just, I love boxing, I love the movies, I love Creed, Rocky, all that. So I was like, I'm going to do a boxing fight in Uluwatu, Bali. Signed up for a competition there and was in the midst of finding an opponent. They were searching for an opponent for me, so I was going to fight before I was even going to fight Jack, you know? Like, I was organised to fight, I was getting myself ready, I was like, yeah, this is happening. About a week in, the funny thing was, I was like, okay, I'm gonna document the whole series for the YouTube. I'm gonna make a fight series and it's gonna be cool. It's what I wanted and that's what I did, you know? And as soon as I made that decision, I checked Jack's channel. He's got a first week boxing camp fight series. He's just started. I was like, what the hell? What a coincidence. All right, watch that. And he mentioned in the first episode that he still didn't have an opponent, and I was like, you kidding? I kind of winked at Cody. I was like, should I just message him, see if I can, you know, maybe fight him? That would be a great opportunity. And I said I'd fight him fucking months ago. Reached out to him, told him my weight, my experience. I was only like a month into boxing at that point, 2 months into boxing. Still very fresh boxer, like I'm still very new to the sport. Haven't even been boxing for 5 months, so you know. And I looked at Jack and I was like, he's similar build to me, not knowing his weight or his height or anything. I just looked at his body and I could tell that he was similar to me, so I was like, you know, we're a good matchup. Anyways, he reached out back to me and said, yep, let's do it. It's on, Linz. We're gonna be fighting in originally it was going to be Lumpini Stadium, Thailand, which would have been crazy. Not to say World Siam Stadium wasn't fucking like the best experience it could have been, but Lumpini's just like the top of Thailand. So that would have been cool. That was the original plans. But anyways, we moved to that. So yeah, that's how it kind of unraveled. That's how we kind of organized the fight with Jack. And you know, I put myself in that position because I was already ready to fight. I was already getting myself in the zone. I was thinking of making a series. I seen Jack had a series, and I was like, fuck, well, you know, like I'm making a series, you're making a series, let's fight each other. So that worked out really well. The fight camp was 10 weeks long. 10 weeks of sparring 2-3 times a week. I made myself a self-promise that I'd go to each sparring session because those were the most uncomfortable. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I started to really like sparring, and then like you can never just keep it consistent, you know. Sometimes you get beat up, or sometimes you beat up. So, you know, sparring was up and down, but that was always a challenge. So we made sure we went to every sparring session. I was doing 3 one-on-ones with my coach Tariq a week, and that was good. He's a professional fighter. He's fought on 1 championship, and you know, I couldn't have done it without him. He's just a precision king, just getting the fundamentals down. As a beginner, that's all I really need to get down. Is just my 1-2, and just keep using my distance. I kind of realized I was a taller, longer fighter than Jack, and a lot of the feedback I have heard about Jack's game is that he just didn't have any fundamentals down. He didn't have any of just the basics down, which basics win a fight. So that's just what I've been hearing consistently. I don't know if it means anything, but yeah, I made a lot of mistakes too, and everyone's kind of got their 2 cents to share. But you know, like, the fight's over, I won, and I'm in a state where, yeah, I understand what I did wrong. I've been analysing boxing, and I can kind of, my boxing IQ is better than my actual boxing skills. So I know what I did wrong, and I can pick up on that. So it is a little bit annoying when people are like, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. The fight's over, you know, like, and I understand what I should have been doing and what I did wrong in the fight. But nonetheless, it was my first fight, 5 months in. It is what it is. That's just the outcome that happened. But yeah, so it was just getting the basics down over the few weeks, and coming into week 4, week 3, 3 weeks out from the fight, that's when I started getting in my head. I wouldn't even lie to you, as I was in a state of, I just had to do my thing. I didn't really want to talk to many people in Bali, like my mate Cody. I was different. I was different for a little bit there, just kind of unleashing that dark side. Or so I thought, I don't know. There was some sort of cloud over me, which was like, I've accepted the fact that I'm getting in the ring. This is what I wanted. This is what I'm fucking fighting through. I'm just gonna go through every session and block out the noise, because obviously Jack's uploading videos every single week of him fighting, and you only see the best of what he does. So he's on the pads, he's putting in the hard reps. I made the conscious choice to not watch any of his shit, because everyone looks good on the pads. So I was like, I'm not gonna watch his stuff, because then I'll just get in my head. I watched a little bit of his sparring, a bit closer too, and then it was alright. I was like, okay, you know, I think I can take this guy. I've been sparring for fucking 8 weeks now, and I've sparred guys that look harder, a lot harder than him. So yeah, I made the conscious choice to not watch Jack's stuff leading up to the fight, and yeah, that helped me a lot. I just wanted to focus on my game. And I also spoke about it in an interview, but I was reading The Power of Now. I've read this book a few times, but this book is just being present. It's such a life hack in anything. You're worried about something, and someone's like, everyone's kind of working towards a goal, but if you're too stuck in like the actual goal itself happening, then you think of all the things that can go wrong. Rather, if you just live right now, focus on what you can do today, how you can think today. You're okay today, right now, this moment, you're okay. You're doing fine. Just focus on the moment. So that was my whole thing. Like, I'm just doing fine, I'm doing good. Just one day at a time, one day at a time. Working my way towards the fucking fight. So landed in Bangkok. I kind of had this sense, this grounding sense. As soon as I landed in Bangkok, it was nice. The whole mojo shifted. You know, like I was kind of accepting that. Yeah, I'm here. I'm in Bangkok. We're fighting. I'm ready. My team's with me. My team's here. There was Charlotte, Zach, and Cody, and it was just us four in Bali against the fucking world. This was Jack's town. You know, like, he knew everyone. But that didn't get to me. It was kind of like a real good underdog feeling about the whole thing, because as soon as we landed, we linked up with a coach. We got lucky with the coach, that the coach seemed to know everyone in the fucking boxing industry, the promoters that Jack was using, the Jack's boxing coaches from the Box Thailand. The guy that we used as a coach, he was just connected to everything. He gave us good insights about the fight and what I need to do and what these kind of people are like and the politics behind boxing, because I didn't realize till I actually landed in Thailand and got an earful that there's a lot of politics that go into boxing. And, you know, a lot of the time they can shift fights to favor one fighter, you know, you know what I'm saying? So if it's not a clear win and the other guy's gonna win, is basically what I'm saying. They can, and they do that because it's just the politics, especially with not Thai guys like myself and Jack. You know, that's just a thing that they do. So I kind of got an insight to all that, and I kind of got to realize that I've got to fucking knock him out, or I've got to get a clear win. All right, so, you know, it was a good week of boxing. We did that, great experience, got all the shit sorted, got the series sorted. Fight day, went in. I was fucking pretty much calm and just accepting, present the whole time until like 30 minutes, 20 minutes out from the fight. That's when I was like, okay, the pressure's starting to build up. I think I was lucky that we had our own room. And this room that we were in with my team was just real calm. We were just chilling out. I was just stretching, doing what I knew I should do. And so if I'm doing everything I know I should be doing, then there's no point worrying, you know? Also getting myself in the fucking fight game. Like, I've got to be using these two bad boys to dismantle someone in half an hour. So that was going through my head. Cut to the fight. The first 2 rounds were like sparring to me. You know, like I was treating it like sparring. I wasn't trying to actually punch through him. I watched it back a few times and my punches are just trying to like touch him. And it's just a sparring habit, first fight, like what can I say? I watched it back and I was like, yeah, look, that's how I like usually spar, because you're not trying to hurt the other guy in sparring. And there's also that fear of putting yourself in the danger zone to be that little bit closer to make those punches that little bit harder. So the first 2 rounds, first round Jack won. The second round, I was on the fence because Jack was gassed. I got him, he got me with a few good shots. The other day I thought Jack won the fucking second round, and then I watched it again. And then I thought I won the second round. So I'm on the fence, I still need to watch it back. But I'm just going to call the second round pretty even. First round Jack, second round even, third round I got the win obviously. What my coach told me was, going into the third round, we had another coach there, little Thai guy, but he actually fought Manny Pacquiao back in his prime. Manny Pacquiao beat him for the world championship, so I was very fortunate to have him in my corner. What he said to my coach to say to me was, just stand there and fight him. If I stand there and fight him, I'm gonna win. Because that's what I wasn't doing. I was kind of just jabbing. I wasn't really throwing any combos. So then the game plan shifted. Going to the third round, I decided to fucking stand there. Took a few more punches, but I started throwing more combos. And when I started throwing more combos, it was too much for Jack. I started landing a bit more. And, you know, people say you learn a lot in a fight, and that's probably what I learned is, you know, I can take a punch, but also I'm going to start landing combos if I stand there in the zone and fucking hit the other guy. So, started landing combos. You know, you've watched the fight, got the TKO, fucking great. It was a great experience. Felt surreal. I was more in a state of shock than adrenaline. My mate Cody was more in adrenaline for me. I was more in shock. I was like, wow, this has happened, it's over. It's all over, you know? Yeah, it was a crazy experience. I had a couple black eyes after, feeling good. But yeah, it all happened. It all happened so quick and I felt good, and it was probably the best thing. Like, respect to anyone that jumps in the ring. That's why I wanted to do it. Came out the other side, I feel strong. I feel like I can do anything that I believe in now. Like, I believe in myself massively. So it's a huge accomplishment for me, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm just so happy I put the work in, and I'm so happy that I stuck to it, and I'm so happy that I kind of picked up the right things at the right times, like this book, and met the right coach at the right time. I was very fortunate, and I'm very grateful for my team. Like, we went into Jackstown, into Jack Stadium. The crowd was there for him. No one really cheered me on when I won, but that didn't matter to me. I had my 3 friends there, and we fucking took over the place. It was just us 3 in the ring, and it was just like a movie, you know, like us 4 against the world. We left in a pink taxi, fucking less than an hour later, you know, we came in a taxi, left in a taxi with a win. It's just a fucking classic underdog story, and I'm super proud of that. So, my future of boxing. I'm gonna keep continuing to box. I'm not going to stop boxing. I am going to stop the volume of boxing because I'm not training for a boxing fight anymore. But I am going to box like twice a week at least. It's something that I love to do. I want to get better over the years to come, and I probably will do another boxing fight, but I want to give myself the time to actually get a lot better than I was, because most people don't fight 4 months into boxing. They fight 2 years into boxing at least. That's what I've just heard anyways. So yeah, I want to box for a year or so. I want to get good. I want to actually go in proper boxing like skills. Not to say I was bad in there, but I could be a lot better, and I'm hard on myself like that. So I'm going to keep boxing doing that. But my plans as of now is my cardio is good. My cardio is firing, the best it's ever been in my whole entire life. So I'm going to use that. I've decided to run a marathon on the 1st of the 1st, 2024. I thought it's a great way to get stuck into the new year, challenge myself. I've never ran more than 15 kilometers in my life. So I'm gonna do a 42 kilometer run on the first day of the new year. That's what I'm training for now. I'm also back in the gym, starting a new hybrid split. And then I've kind of got this thing over me that I believe I can do anything, and feels great. So I've decided I want to keep doing hard things. I think I want to sign up for maybe a half Ironman, which is 1.6 kilometer swim, 21 kilometer run, and like a 90 kilometer bike ride. Could be wrong with those numbers, but something like that. I want to do shit like that. I want to do hard shit. I want to jump out of an airplane by myself. I want to climb the highest mountain in Australia or something. I want to keep kind of getting these achievements under my belt. Like, it feels like a great life resume to build up, and I'm just inspired at the moment from myself after winning this fight. I believe I can do anything, and I want to kind of, you know, keep doing what I'm doing. I want to be a good person to look up to, good role model. I also want to kind of show guys that you can do whatever you want. Like, I was like in a state of shock after winning my fight, because it was unbelievable to me at one point. It was like, can I beat him? Can I actually do that? And I did it, and it's like, wow, like, I can do anything. And like, now that I'm on the other side of that, that is one thing I've taken from the fight, is that strong belief. Like, if you fucking trust yourself to put the work in, and you really want it, you can have it. So the belief in myself has gone through the roof. That's what I'm trying to get to the point at. Yeah, I'm super stoked about the way things turned out, and I want to keep being an athlete. That is my thing at the moment. I want to be an athlete. I want to be healthy. I want to achieve hard shit, and I want to, you know, do great things and inspire others. And I want to help others fucking do the same thing, because I know a lot of guys are out there and they want to do hard shit, and like, that's the best. So anyways, just wanted to, bit of a longer video. I don't know how long this has gone for, but I just wanted to get all that out, clear the air. I'm feeling good after the fight, feeling healthy. I am signed up for a marathon in 5 weeks, and then I'm probably going to do an Ironman or something else crazy, and I'm going to continue to box. Hats off to Jack for the fight, for setting it up, for funding the thing. It was a fucking fantastic opportunity, and I'm so glad I did it, and I'll always be thankful of the turn of events. But I kind of set myself up in that way. I was consistent for a long time, being disciplined, doing the right things, the successful habits, and I just happened to find myself in that area. Kind of manifested it because I said I was going to fight him so long ago. So that's something I'm still figuring out too. But yeah, those are my thoughts after the fight, and those are my plans into the near future. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. If you stuck around this long, you know, follow along the Keen and Coach show. We got great things coming along. We got great things planned, and we plan to do a lot of great shit with the YouTube channel. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's go.